Hey, this is the C&D channel. I'm Chris, and this is MMA for you. I'm just gonna do my predictions for UFC Fight Night 24, Nogueira versus Davis. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank our sponsor, GoBusiness123.com, and the Marca Sunglasses in Laguna Beach. So, yeah, let's go get started. We'll go start with the prelim card, and then we'll go to the main card. After that. Yep. So first we got Nick Lentz versus Waylon Lowe. The thing with Nick Lentz is that he is pretty much an MMA pariah. No one really likes him after the Andre Winter fight or the Tyson Griffin fight, and I expect him to win that one. Next fight after that is Johnny Hendricks versus TJ Wahlberger. I expect Hendricks to win via superior wrestling and just being pretty much like the superior athlete. So yeah, Johnny Hendricks there. Next fight after that is Mario Miranda versus Aaron Simpson. This one's a tough one for me to call. I think Aaron's a better wrestler for sure, but I think Miranda's the better striker. I don't think Simpson's going to take this fight to the ground, so I'm actually going to go with Miranda to win this one, using his length to pretty much pepper and get Aaron Simpson from the outside and pretty much frustrate him from the outside. So, after that, we got Big Sexy Sean McCorkle versus Christian Moorcraft. This one, despite McCorkle being like in a co-main event slot, I think this one's actually hard to call. Moorcraft looked decent against Struve. McCorkle didn't look that great against Struve. I'll go with McCorkle here, but it's really hard to say. Yeah, but I'll go with Big Sexy there. Next fight after that is Edwin Figueroa versus Michael McDonald. Gotta go with fast rising prospect Michael McDonald here. He's definitely someone to look out for in his division. I want to say 145, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 135. Someone to look out for, though, for sure. And finally, Chris McRae is going to fight John the Hitman Hathaway for the prelim. Well, the unaired prelims. Got to go with Hathaway in this one. This is actually a comeback fight for him. I think he's got this one in the bag pretty much. I don't really see, besides maybe jiu-jitsu, I can't really see where McRae has an advantage. So yeah, so the next two are the Facebook prelim fights. We got Mike Russo versus John Madsen. I'm going to go with Madsen to win here. Honestly, I think he's going to lay and pray on Russo. I don't think we'll see any hammer fist love taps here from Russo, or some crazy come from behind victory like he did against Todd Duffy. So yeah, I got to go with Madsen to win this one via wrestling. And making his promotional debut is Bruce Leroy Axe Caceres versus Mackin Summerser. Bruce Leroy, good personality, decent fighter. Mackin Summerser, he was a pretty kind of highly touted prospect after he beat Fabiano, but he kind of went downhill from there. Had a really good fight against Cub Swanson, so I got to go with Mackin Summerser to win that one. Yeah, I think I actually want to see Summerser stay in the UFC. I think he hasn't been doing very well, but he's pretty good. Okay, now for the main card, we got a rematch here of the Korean Zombie Chang Sun-jung versus Bad Boy Leonard Garcia. Man, this is one of those where it's like, okay, Jung's gonna win, would win a decision, because I don't think Garcia's hard to finish, but Garcia's probably gonna get the decision for punching air. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Korean Zombie to win this one, but yeah, all Leonard Garcia fights, whether it's Nam Pham, George Roop, Jamil Masu, even the Hominick, getting a split decision on Hominick. Yeah. Gotta go with the Korean Zombie with this, but the judges. Yeah. Okay, next fight after that is Ultimate Fighter winner Amir Sadollah versus DeMarcus Johnson. DeMarcus had a really good win against Mike Guyman, but I'm going to go with Amir Sadollah. I think he does have the superior striking. I don't think he's as tall as him. I think he'll get him with leg kicks. I don't know if DeMarcus will be able to get him on the ground. Sadallah's pretty good fundamentally, so I see him winning that. And finally, the co-main event of the evening is Dan the Outlaw Hardy versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. I am not a fan of Dan Hardy whatsoever. Despite that, I would say Anthony Rumble Johnson if he didn't have two things against him. Questionable cardio, and he's coming off a very long layoff. Power-wise, he's good. His stand-up's really good. I don't think Hardy's going to try and take it to the ground. And if anything, Johnson actually has the ability to take this fight to the ground himself. So I think he definitely has superior tools there. I just think that Dan Hardy, he's a fighter. I don't like him very much, but I think just he hasn't had such a long layoff. And yeah, he got knocked out by Carlos Condit, but Condit's actually been on a kind of a tear lately. He's been doing really well lately. But yeah, I'll go with Anthony Johnson, but he has a lot going against him. So, it's not something I'm super confident in. I'd like to see Rumble win this one, but I want to see Rumble go up to 185. And that leaves us with the main event of the evening. Lil Nog, Antonio Rogerio Nogueira is going to fight rising prospect Phil Davis. This is going to be a very interesting fight for a couple of reasons. One, it's mainly for Phil Davis. I think after John Jones won his fight and destroyed Shogun, I really think a lot of people are going to, take a look at Phil Davis, because right now, a lot of people feel that Phil Davis will be the guy that'll be like a truly legitimate threat against Johnny Bones Jones in the future if he keeps the title. Davis definitely has the superior wrestling in this matchup, and Nogueira has shown to be susceptible to wrestlers like Jason Brills and Ryan Bader. He is a veteran, whereas Phil Davis is kind of green. Davis does need to work on his striking. Nogueira has some good striking. It's not the greatest, though, especially when he has the threat of the takedown. And Phil Davis does like to pass guard. He doesn't like to stay in a person's guard, which can actually work against him against a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt like Nogueira. However, I gotta go with Phil Davis to win this one. He's just a superior athlete right now. Definitely, and especially with that wrestling game, I just think he can do a lot with the takedowns and probably get a decision. I can't see a finish, but a decision victory. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these predictions for UFC Fight Night 24. I'd like to thank our sponsor, DeMarco Sunglasses in Laguna Beach, and also www.gobusiness123.com. And that's it with MMA for you. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Thanks.